Okay, hi, hello. So, for today's first video, I'm not uploading more than once. For today's video is part 2 of the video I did last week. Like I said, this was for an art project for school, so I need to get this done as soon as possible. So these are going to be, I know there's not a lot of variety, but these are going to be back to back for the sake of saying 2 birds, 1 stone. Anyway, this is part 2, where in the first part I do Haveen and Kata, and in the second part I will be drawing Starla and Jet. I divided them up into... Hi, this is Editing Mia. I forgot to mention this, but I don't want to re-record. If you're new here and you like this art, you should like and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, you should like and comment so you can spread my videos to see more people. The channel hasn't been doing amazing when it comes to views, so it would be much appreciated. Thank you. I have a gaming channel. I'm probably gonna upload this weekend, or not this weekend, but next weekend. And I have a Ko-fi if you want to support me. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening to my shilling. Future Mia goes away now. Bye-bye. Supporting role order also. So, Starla, she is she's the last main character, and she is from the planet Zinkara. And they are a closed planet, which means they know about space, but they have decided to close off most of their society to space. They have access to nature magic, and they have a religion that's kind of basically anti-technology. So they also have a class system based off of the ear length and shape, and she was from a higher class family, and she did not have the correct ear shape. And they tried to hide it until a servant found out and started telling people, and then she basically got banished. And the way they mark a banished Zinkarian is they remove an eye and they cut off 2 of the fingers. Yeah, so she gets banished, and that is her whole I guess her whole thing. And then the main characters find her, and they're like, well, we'll help you out. Because at this point, Haveen has gotten some character development and is a nice person, or sort of, nicer than she was before. So I had to think very hard about what Starla's purpose because I just kind of came up with these characters, but since they all are working again as bounty hunters, I had to think of, well, what is she going to be doing? What's her job? And her job is to be an informant. So she basically goes on alien Google and finds people with bounties and shows them to Haveen, or if Haveen's looking for a certain person to see if they have a bounty, she will look for them and tell Haveen. So that's what this drawing is her just on the holographic thing. I thought that since she's never seen space before, she would work with a view. I also think, so like I said, they could use this Zinkarians can use a special, I try to say it with the accent that I cured in my head with, but I can't say it with the accent. So Zinkarian, they have that special magic, and she actually, when she got kicked off the planet, she smuggled this weapon, and I've been calling it a rosebud, and it is a sword flower where only Zinkarian magic can be used to release the blade, and it's the strongest, it's the most unbreakable blade, because even if it breaks, it'll regrow because it's a plant, and basically their magic brings it to life for a certain amount of time. I wanted to show that in that piece because this is kind of a big part of her character, is her trying to keep her culture and not assimilate, but then realizing that she can she can, I guess. Anyway, that's her character arc. I don't know if that really matters, I guess. I did talk about it in her own video, so I'll link that up there. I drew her with the rosebud, but it was an old design of the rosebud and her. Okay, now on to everybody's favorite. So when I uploaded the All About My OC's Jat video, everyone loves Jat. I understand. They are a tiny little gremlin, and also, along with what I said, that these are both support characters, they're also mostly supposed to be both support characters because they are both Starla is 15, 16-ish in age, and Jat is like 12, like I would, maybe not 12, but like 11 to 13 in age. Jat's species is very different from humans. Kata was kind of similar to humans, basically a mammal. Starla, very similar to a human, basically just an elf. But Jat is more of a, like, I wouldn't say reptilian, but sort of very reliant on certain temperatures. They asexually they can consciously choose to just mitosis, and then they'll just get like pregnant on their back, and then they'll like a baby will split after a couple months, and then they raise the baby, and it's basically themselves, and that's how they populate. Not every being from Jat species is like the exact same genetically. Obviously, there's some variation, but that they're very different. Because I did want something very different from a mammal on my team. They also, because of their species, they don't really have a gender. Members of their species can associate with certain genders, but most of them end up just not because they just don't feel it. But their whole character is they don't tell people what happened and why they're alone, but they do have this obsession with making weapons and making the best, the most powerful weapon in the universe that could destroy the universe. And what they're doing is they're selling guns, for really nice guns that for them is just like super easy to make for low prices, so that they can fund making their huge giant cannon that can destroy the universe. And basically, in both of the drawings, Starla is like doing her job, and then Jat is doing theirs. How they meet Jat is Jat actually has a bounty because their weapon accidentally, because they used a plasma core, and the plasma core exploded, and the buyer was very upset, and so they put a bounty on Jat's head, but they ended up not going through with it and just keeping Jat and pretending that they killed Jat, because Jat can fix and make any weapon. And so but Jat meets having indicator before Starla. Okay, now on to the thing that I worked super hard. Okay, I worked super hard on all of these, but the last two, after Haveen and Kata, the screen toning got easy, actually to the point where it was repetitive, and I had to take a break from the screen toning because it was getting super repetitive. But for this drawing, I had to make a cover. So I started with, I looked at manga covers because that's kind of where I was drawing inspiration from. I didn't make actual comic panels because I didn't know what scenarios I would put them all in, so I just made pictures, and then I'm gonna add bios to them I'm probably gonna add bios of multiple pages with personality information, certificates and paperwork, everything I would need basically. I might try to, if I can figure out how to make this a book or something, I might indulge in that because that sounds really fun. So yeah, so for the cover, I wanted it to resemble a manga cover. I looked at manga covers for references, and a lot of manga covers are just the main characters standing, looking cool, and some of them don't even have a background. I was thinking that it was gonna be hard, and it really I guess it wasn't. I just had to figure out how to make Kaveen pose cool with her arm cannon, and do that. I also, when I was sketching this, I didn't give her the jacket, mostly because I felt with the space background it was gonna get too crowded with the black and the dark purple, so I ended up just not doing it. I also wanted to show off more of the braid and abs, which I'm kind of terrible at rendering muscle. I'm actually getting better. The abs look like actual abs. I'm very happy. I know we're not there yet, but I'm very proud of myself. But this was interesting. I hadn't done a finished piece in a while because of this project, in my normal style. So I was trying to figure out, I was like, oh god, what size line art do I use? And then I had to change the PSI of this canvas because I knew I needed to print it, and I was like, oh no. And then I tried to make her flip the other way, but I ended up not liking it, so I flipped her back. I think you saw that in the sketching. I couldn't get her face to look right, and I didn't know why. It just didn't look right every time I drew it. But I think it looks fine, actually. Like I said, I'm really proud of this, and I'm a super big fan of the rendering. The recording only shows the line art and the background and the base colors because I decided I didn't want this video to get too long because I already had like 3 minutes of like sped up recording from the other two. So, and then it was already up to like 2 minutes, and then I just slowed it down, and it wasn't a perfect amount actually. So for this, I don't have ref sheets for their new designs, so I've just been I color picked from another. I did a painting of her for like fun with her new design because she's becoming my new favorite to draw. Even though I love Kata, but like badass robot lady, that's fun, man. Like that's fun to draw. I also think, again, I always draw her because I'm like, oh, I need to practice drawing muscles, and so I draw her to practice my drawing muscles, which I'm really proud. I think I'm getting somewhere with this, and at some point I'm gonna be like good at even drawing like arm muscles because Kata and Haveen are supposed to technically have muscles. I just don't know how to draw muscles, so I just don't. Which is like kind of lazy, I guess. I could just work on it, but it's like I'm like it's like, but it always looks like funny whenever I try to draw muscles, especially on Kata's legs. It looks like funny, and I don't know why it looks funny. Like I look at it and I'm like, why does this look wrong? And then I end up never fixing. Like I just erase the line for the muscle, and I'm like, okay, well let me just delete. Let me just not do that. But I'm getting better at drawing abs, and that's also good because I have that other character. I have another character in this story that's another weapons seller. Oh god, I do not remember their name, but I made a video talking about them. And they're more of a side character. They're a friend of Haveen's because Haveen is the one who's been out in space the longest. And they also they're more like baby, like they're more like you're just kind of lean abs, even though they're a robot, but they're like frail but like muscular at the same time. I don't know how to explain that body type really, because Haveen's like fit with muscle. Kata's more like fat, a little bit of fat with muscle, and that other character that's a complete robot is just completely like, it's just skin, bone, and muscle, even though their muscle's fake because they're a robot. But yeah, I'm getting to the end. I really liked drawing all 3 of these. I'm very proud of the cover. I hope it prints well, because I would be really sad if it didn't print very well. And I don't know if you guys would be interested if I actually complete the information part of these characters, and because I really do want to make a little booklet. I've already finished it. It's her certification of. Okay, let me see what I called it, because it was Sen Corps, because that's the corporation that kidnapped her from Earth. Sen Corporation Identity and Information Form. I already finished that. I have to do one for Kata, and then I have to make a birth certificate for Jat, and then probably a certification of weapon making as each of them having a legal document, because I think, okay, Jat doesn't really have a past, but that's because I think their backstory more or less is going to be orphaned, so they're not going to really have paperwork associated to them other than the certification of they're certified to make and sell weapons in multiple places, and receipts from people, receipts from getting food, maybe like I said, the wanted poster. They're not going to have very many documents. Darla's probably going to have the most documents, or would have the most documents, because she was a citizen of a planet, a closed planet kind of like Earth, so she'd probably have a birth certificate, and then a interstellar identification form. But that's mostly for me in world building. But I do think it would be cool to I guess show off my work, because I made the form look like an actual form. At least to me it looks like an actual form. I don't know. Okay, but I'll quit jammering. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, if you like the art in the video, you should subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, you should like and share. Thank you guys so much for watching. And oh, I should say, I have a gaming channel. I probably will be uploading next weekend. Yes, and I'll probably be playing a game, I'll probably be playing Slime Rancher, actually. The first time I recorded, I screwed up, but I think I know what I did wrong. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Thank you for watching. Links for everything that I do in my bio, my gaming channel, my Ko-fi, my Twitch. Again, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.